One is infrastructure. Like you rightly said, we will get into mega ports in the country. Currently, our largest ports handle about 7 to 8 million, 9 million TUs. Individual terminals within these ports can handle up to 2 million TUs. That will definitely change to each terminal, handling up to 10 million TUs. So that's the kind of infrastructure that will be built. And then certainly the drafts will be 18 to 20 meters to handle large vessels, the 18,000 to 20,000 to 22,000 TU vessels, which certainly will, I believe, come to India as we keep moving forward. The EXIM trade will continue to grow as we grow in our economy. We are a $3 trillion economy. Believe we will be 5 trillion in three to 4 years' time, and then marching towards the $10 trillion economy. So clearly, as a trend, infrastructure, large infrastructure in the port sector is something that definitely will be seen in India. The second theme that I think, that I believe will happen in India in the ports of India would be digitization and data. And when I say digitization, this already started to happen, but everything potentially can be digitized. Starting with assets, ports deploy large, expensive assets to handle those ports, to manage those ports. All of these assets will get digitalized, which really means that you would be able to understand the performance of the port sitting in a cabin. You don't need to run around to figure out how individual assets are performing, how processes are performing. That is something that you will know, and you will use digitalizations to significantly improve those processes digitally. What will also mean is that you'll get into predictive analytics. What will happen is it'll tell you what's the real potential problem that can happen to an asset. You can fix that problem far more earlier, and hence you'll move to predictive maintenance from corrective maintenance today. That really means that the productivity will go up, the cost of operations will go down, and that can be passed on to the customers. So just as an example. The second example that I can think is gates. The gates will be completely automated. There'll be, what I believe will be truck appointment system, which essentially means that we will not see queues at our gate. These will be extremely efficient gates, and hence it will improve productivity for our trade partners and help in reducing their cost and efficiencies. Similarly, there are many opportunities from a data perspective. Just as an example, DLDS today actually runs connecting all our containers. Each container has an RFID, or almost each containers have RFID. That data can be used to predictively analyze and understand how the container movements will happen in the port, outside of the port, in the city limits, outside of the city limits, which will certainly help us to plan our resources better within the ports, outside of the port. So for example, within the ports, I can predict as I move forward what the kind of resources I need on a Sunday vis-a-vis a Friday, just as a case in point, based on predictive analytics. Similarly, the city police can predict where will be the traffic of these containers in, let's say, Thane district at any point in time, and hence they can plan significantly better. So predictive analytics to manage our ports as well as our city limits will be order of the day. The third theme for me is going to be decarbonization. Each and every port, as I see in India, will significantly reduce their net carbon emissions over the next 3 to 5 years. We believe we can go down by 50% to start with, using many opportunities that we have, reducing our consumption of energy, using smart meters, using solar energy, so on and so forth. So there's a huge opportunity to be tapped within the ports of the country, and I think these three key themes will play out as we move in the future.